has received many awards and recognitions. He received Millennium Awards from National Council for Business Policy. He has been certified as Train the Trainer by Sarovar Hotels and Resorts. With his extensive leadership and management skills, Mr. Pal has conducted various training programs like management skills development, team building, customer handling, and the list is on. So today we are privileged to have him with us and got the opportunity to learn the best in the industry. Uh, with Mr. Pal, we have Mr. Avinandan De, Dr. Anshuman Chatterjee, and Mr. Sandeepan Biswas. Now, I would request Mr. Dr. Chatterjee to speak something about Mr. Pal. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Good afternoon, all the beloved students. Um, you see, Mr. Shantanu Ranjan Pal has excelled himself as a hotelier. If we look at his career graph, it has always been at in the management level right from the time he joined the industry, and he has the experience from best of the hotels, best of the chains, as Mr. Shishadri correctly said, in the country. Now, I remember Mr. Pal in a different manner because he is a product of IHM Calcutta, where of which I am also a product. Mr. Pal was, even as a student, I remember him in first year also. Uh, he was a very disciplined student. If somebody asks me even now what one quality you tell me about this person, I would say what comes to my mind is discipline. So this one quality which speaks volumes about any hotelier. So I remember him as a very disciplined student in all the subjects. In fact, he was good in food production and F&B service. These two I particularly remember. And he was very good in bakery also. I can still recall those days. and 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 you see, being disciplined, it always helps. Like if you are disciplined in your class, you are disciplined at your home, you are disciplined on the roads, you are disciplined with your studies, you are disciplined with your diet. Discipline does not mean that in one area I am disciplined and I am not in the other area. So the discipline comes into all facets of our life. So there, Mr. Shantanu Ranjan Pal excelled, and still after more than 20 years, I still remember him as a disciplined man. So with that note, I would request Mr. Pal to please address our very beloved students, the future managers and chefs of this industry.
Thank you, Shah. Thank you, Shah. Uh, Good afternoon, all of you. First of all, what Mr. Chatterjee said is absolutely right. I am also, his product. The discipline starts not only from the institute, but it starts from the home. What we believe. Like today, I am here to discuss few things. It's not only discussion. You can say the practically what actually hotel or hospitality, or what do we mean by professionalism. The discussion will we carry forward on professionalism in the hospitality workplace. So first, before starting this, I want to make this session like that. So it is not only that I'll be speaking. Before I'll speak, then I would, I expect all of you should ask question. Whatever question you have, you throw question one by one. Whatever bit of experience I have for last 22 years, I will try to answer all your questions. If not, I can answer. Maybe in next session or in the next class, I'll tell to answer all these questions. So let's start about the discipline what Sarah has mentioned. Yes. First of all, I'd like to say, like there are 10 characters, in any professionalism organization or in workplace, which has to be there within us. And these things, it is not that when you are working or when you are basically in a class or when you are in home, only that stipulated period of time you will be like that. No, it has to be throughout your life and throughout your day. You start your day with disciplines. So there are 10 characterisms. Number one is neat appearance. Let's talk about like how how a professional works, or how a professional whom we talk about professionalism. So number one is neat appearance. The neat appearance is the appearance. It is not that you have to be a film star or you have to be a smart like any one of that. No, it's not like that. Appearance sense how you present yourself wherever, in house, in your friend circle, with your colleagues, as well as in front of the guest. Our main purpose, two things. Number one, we meet with the guest each and every day in the industry, as well as we work with the colleagues, with boss, and with our juniors. Both the places we need to have neat appearance. Neat appearance. It is not that only I will do neat, only I will stay neat when I come to the hotel or when I come to the need to study. No, it will be within yourself. It will be within yourself. It creates a big impact. It creates a big impact when you are standing in front of everyone, when you are speaking with anyone, and even when you are speaking with your guest, as well as your boss, as well as your colleagues. It gives a big impact in professionalism. Number two, proper demeanor. Now you might be knowing what is demeanor. It's basically, its meaning is you need to be polite. It's not that, like when you're walking, if you shout on someone or if you scream on someone, does not means you are not polite or you are a bad person. No. It is, the politeness comes even, like being a hotelier for last 25 years, 22 years, I'm sorry. So there are times are there where you have to be tough as well as you have to be soft also. But when you are tough, it does not means you are not a polite person. No, it's not that. It depends upon the situation, how you are working or how you are handling your colleagues or your managers or your guests. So polite is also a character you have to have within yourself as a professionalism, which will also impact in your day-to-day activity, politeness. The next third thing is that reliable. You need to be a reliable person. You need to be a reliable person to your workplace, with your employees, as well with the guest. Guests are much more smarter than us. If you travel, because the guests travel much more than us, and they travel in all sort of hotels. So they understand. Like when we speak to them, they immediately catch things and they understand whether this person is really serving us from the core of our heart, or is basically a showcase thing. The reliable to bosses, reliable to your colleagues, reliable to guests. It is also a character which has to be there within us to become a professionalism or to become a proper manager. Not only a manager, it has to be there in a day-to-day life also. So what I'm saying right now, it is not only that you have to implement in your organization or your workplace or your schools or your colleges. This comes from your house also. In your home also, if you maintain that, you find how much happily and satisfactory you can lead a life. Management science does not say it is that only when you work and you implement all these managerial skills. No, even at your home also, if you have this kind of ability, you find the difference between you who are there for 5 years back and now yourself. You find the changes. The next is competent. It is very important in business, since it is basically a business school. You need to learn and you need to implement it in your day-to-day lifestyle. Competent. You need to make yourself a competent person. It does not come, it is not that within a day it will come within you. No. Every day, it is a every day-to-day life. It is a day-to-day life. The more you involve into the operations or studies or handle cases, the more you becomes experienced. No one can ask, even being a hotelier also, I still now I have a lot to learn in this industry. Why? Every day things are changing in our industry. Every day. 22 years back, when we have started with Larousse, we have started with lot more books, but those things are now no more there. I should not say no more there. It is there, but much more development has come. We were not aware of onlines. We were not aware of this WhatsApp. We were not aware of express check-in. We were not aware of yield. We were not aware of revenue management. But now industry has come up with varieties of technology where we need to educate each and every day. Otherwise, we will not able to survive in this industry. It's not only, forget about the hotels. I am talking about hospitality sector. Like hospitality sector does not mean only hotels. We are lucky enough to to study hotel management or hospitality management. You know why? There are people are there who my batchmates are there. I have remembered only few of them are still in hotels. People, those who are not liking it, not like the mental setup of hard works, as well as what I was saying of professionalism, they have quitted. But even they have quitted, they are in a big position now. They are someone of the CEO of some banks, someone is in airlines, someone is in railway catering, someone has opened their own business. So professionalism need not have to be you're only doing your job. No, it is not like that. This can be implemented throughout your life with your personal aim, as well as if you are not in job, even if you are in your business also, this will work well. The next comes communicator. It is very important. Communicator means you have to have a proper communication skill. Like taking this class, I will keep on saying for 1 hour. But if these things you cannot adopt yourself, or if I am not able to make you understand, then I am not a good, communicator. I am a failure, because I have to make things easy for you to make understand what it is. If you understand the things 80%, I will find myself, yes, there is a single credential is there with my work experience where I can make you understand. It is very important how you communicate with your juniors, with your seniors, as well as with your guests. It is not that, and also you need to know where to put your full stop while communicating. It is very, very important. We treat guest is our God. It's true, but again there has to be have a full stop. You need to know where we want to put the full stop, where we need to put the full stop. That is also big ability, you can say, or big things for a good manager, for a good professionalism, we need to know where to put our full stop. The next thing comes good phone etiquette. Phone etiquette means when a person speaks, face to face, and when a person speaks on telephone, things are same. But again, it depends. If I don't know you, even you don't know me, I have not seen you, you have not seen me. But our communication has to be so much of strong, so much of relevant to the topics, so much of effective in the communication, which will enable you to, to make, to know me better, in the sense of, so that you will think, no, this person is very, at a go, I understand what he says without seeing me also. So the phone etiquette is also a big thing. Like when you speak over phone, there are few things are there which we need to be maintained. Like when someone speaks over phone, first allow the person to speak first. Suppose a guest is calling you and giving a reservations, you allow him to speak first. You take a pen and a scribbling pad handy, you write it down. This is called etiquette. You write it down what guest is saying. There might be few things are there which guest will not be able to say, or guest forgot. You note it down. After guest speaks, then you ask the guest. Suppose a guest is called for a reservation. Guest said his name. Guest said, this is the amount of which I can able to pay. This is the company. But guest didn't say, when should I check in and when should I check out? It happened in practical day life. It happened. That is our responsibility to ask the guest, sir, may I know your check-in date and time and your checkout date and time? And also, we should not forget to note down his mobile number or contact number, so that in any case, we can reconfirm him at the time of booking. So before the guest, when you are talking with the phone, so keep the phone after the guest, switch it off, then you keep the phone. This is basically a sort of etiquette. In your studies, this will be one of the topic, telephone etiquettes. So the next is poised. Handling, what does it mean? Handling odd situations. So guys, like in this world, in this art, since you can see that what situation we are facing now. Have we ever thought about we will be facing this kind of COVID-19 or this kind of virus? We never thought. Even I never thought about it. So again, this situation has arisen. We have to fight on this situation. So our hotelier's life every day is a new challenge. Each and every morning we wake up with a new challenge. Each and every morning. You can compete us with the army also. Even those who are hoteliers, you can compete with the army also. And we don't have any egos. We don't keep any egos in the pockets. We keep the egos when we enter in the premises. We keep the egos out of that. Even like as a doctor, an engineer, they have big egos. People, those are doctors and engineers. No, this job cannot be done. But generally, our hoteliers or our hospitality professions, we do not say no. We are a yes going people. Our attitude is like that, and we accept our fault, our mistakes, and then we move forward. That's how the way of professionalism works. The next is ethical. I said you 10. This is the 8. Ethical. So what do you mean by ethical? Ethical means ethics. Ethics come from within. Ethics. In a hotels or in a hospitality sector, you find a lot of things are there in front of you. Lot of things are there in front of you. You need to know what is your rights to use it. There will be alcohol, there will be food, there will be, crockery, cutlery, lying, hell lot things are there in front of you, which are very attractive. Ethically, you need to understand how much rights I have to use this thing. I am using the laundry of the hotel or do the organization? Yes, because in my company has asked me to use the laundry. There are few things out there. Food, I can consume food, but I'm giving an example, but I am not allowed to touch the liquor when I'm on duty. If I do it, it is an unethical thing. Maybe your boss or the hotel management has not seen it in F&B, but you did it. You may not be seen for a day, but this habit will kill your professionalism. In my tenure, I have seen a lot of good hoteliers who has lost the jobs like this way. I have seen in Oberoi, I have seen in Carlson, I have seen in other hotels also. Unethical things doing in the organization, which is totally not accepted, making the life hell. So ethics is an very important criteria of our professionalism in this organization. The next is ninth is organized. We need to organize ourselves first. Before you are joining your duty, first of all, you need to organize. You need to keep your brain cool and think first. Organize, that's called organized. Before you start doing a job, you need to organize it well. Suppose a banquets. I'm giving an example, it will make you easy. Maybe a banquets or a group check-in. A banquets, what needs to be done before organize? Why I am saying organizing? Before a banquets happen, there has to be few steps which needs to be followed. Like a function prospects, FP, a function prospects needs to be generated where all details of the food menu, the setup, the services, the time, the guest details, the guest contacts, as well as each and every setup is mentioned with the number of plates, minimum, maximum, and the amount. So you are mentally prepared with the venue. This is the venue. 1,000 pax banquets are there. 3 counters will be there. The guest will turn around on this time. Liquor will be served till this time. Snacks will be served this time. So you are mentally prepared. So this is called organized. The briefing has to be done with the team before you hit the show. If you are not aware of this thing, you will not be able to make the show a success one. Being a leader, you will work hard, but end of the day, you will see the story is not success one. There will be a guest complaint which is about to happen. So this is called organized way. Organized. It is very important. The finally 10th one is accountability. If I am a general manager, or if I am an area head, or if I am a F&E manager, or a chef, or even if I am a steward, when I am working, I am accountable. It is not that in a group I am working, chalo, in look, they are working, but I am, escaping attitude. No, it will spoil, it will ruin the career. It will ruin the career. I need to be accountable of my each and everything. If I am coming on duty at 6 o'clock, I will be working for 8 to 10 hours. In the meantime, whatever I am doing, I am accountable for each and everything. It is very important to become a professionalism, to make things in a professional manner. See, like there are why brands are respected in India as well as in abroad. Please understand, there are a lot of standalone properties are there in India as well as in abroad. But why a brand is always respected? You know the reason why? Because for this professionalism, a single owner own hotel, the hotel owners might have lot of money, huge money. He can build 10 hotels or 10 big buildings or 10 5-star property. It is not that his every business will be successful if people are not professionalism, if proper people is not in place. No, there are a lot of organizations are there which has closed down because cannot run the organization because for their own way of handling. No, certain things has to be handled in certain way with professionalism people. Why are people, or why are hoteliers, or why when people new hotel comes, people used to hire people from outside a hotelier, why? So professionalism has to be maintained. It has to be maintained. So being a successful hotelier, this 10 character has to have in within, not only in hotels or in any other places. It starts from your home. If you have not started, you start it today only. Because when you will be in the sea, when you will be asking to drive, that time you will miss the opportunity. The day starts from the time, starts from now. If you really want to be a professionalism hotelier, and if yes, if people says this guy is a professional guy, starting from your presentation does not mean you need to be a very handsome guy. No, it is how you speak, what is your body language, how you present yourself in front of your boss, in front of group of people. So that's how it works. This is the 10 character of a professional people who has to have within your workplace. Out of these 10, if one is missing, there will be a certain dip in the efforts. So keep it in mind, these 10 things has to be there to become a professional hotelier. Not, I will not say only hotelier, a profession or professional. This has to be there. So I have one more thing to discuss with you, like which also shows when what I am here right now. There are top 10 hospitality and tourism soft skills are there, which is also very important to know. You will be studying in the session, but if you remember these things, when you will be going out in your practical life, this will help you a lot. Again, these 10 things includes your customer service skill, or I should reframe and say guest service skill. We use the word guest, basically guest service skills, number 1. Number 2 is networking skills. Networking means slowly when you grow, you will understand, you will find how network gives an big impact in your business, in your personality network. The more you have your network sources ready, people will praise you, your company will praise you, guest will praise you. Giving example, what do you mean by networking skill? How networking skill happens? Giving example so that it will be easy for you. Networking. I am a hotelier. Throughout my entire career for last 22 years, I am only stuck with hotels. But only stuck with hotels will make a strong network skill. I am working in hotel, but you have to have a strong networks in your guest database also. You have to have your strong networks in the cultural region, you have to have strong network with the company, in the sense of, suppose in your business, which is the strong in a West Bengal situation. Suppose talking a West Bengal situation, you have to have strong networks to run operations with local police, local political parties, in the sense of you need not have to do a political party for that. No, it is called administration, local administration. It comes with, why I am saying administration, where excise, food, FSSAI license, all these things comes into it. So these are called networking skills. You need to have networking skills ready. Why I am saying local administration, mayor, DM, like a panchayat, you need to have this source, so that tomorrow if something happens, this will give you a big support. It is required. So this is called networking skill. This will not, you will not have this ability right now, but slowly, when you grow, these things by default has to come in your place, so that at a call, you have find your work is done. Then I already said communication skills. It has to be communicated not only through your colleagues, through your management, as well as through your guest, as well as local bodies also. How you communicate with local bodies means police, your government, all these things. Flexibility in skills. It is very important, guys. Flexibility in skills. Flexibility in skills means I started my career in F&B. I'm a hardcore F&B guy. So, but I have worked in not only F&B service. I was in kitchen. I am flexible. Now I am concentrating my career subject within revenues. I didn't start my career in room division. I started my career in F&B. In Oberaj also, I did my HODs in in kitchen, and even dishwashing also, even in service, in banquets, even in bakery kitchen. But I find it, if you are not flexible in your skills, in a certain place you will stuck. You will not grow. You can start your career with a single, with a focus, maybe a F&B or a room division or a housekeeping or an engineer or an IT guy. But you have to be flexible doing your skills in other subject also. Like revenue was not my department, but now I am learning revenue. I am studying with revenue management, because this is the key things in hotel industry nowadays. People are honored when people knows this guy is a revenue manager. So flexibility, your skills you have to be flexibility in your skills. Now next is organization skills, organizational skills. Previously I said that how you organize yourself is a part of that. Language skills, yes, it is very important in this industry. The more you know the languages, even staying in Durgapur also, you need to know not only Bengali, you need to know English, you need to know Hindi. Sometimes you need to know Odia also. The more you know the language, it will be easy for yourself as well as for the guest to communicate it. Because why, our industry here, regions, all regions people come and stay here. Especially people in a tourist place, you find people from all region comes. In South, you find people are not able to understand English, or sometimes in Hindi also. It will be an added value if you know the bit of South Indian, Tamil and Telugu. It will be added, because I worked in South also. It was a tough time for me to make people understand in Hindi or in English. So by default, you have to learn, at least you need to understand what it is. So language skills is also a skills you need to inculcate yourself to upgrade yourself. I already said commitment. The next is can-do attitude. Guys, it is a key for me. I find myself, for my success, I find can-do attitude. Can-do attitude. This is what is called. When I was in Carlson, we were having a session. Yes, I can. This is basically Carlson has this culture. Yes, I can. I have done this course. I have done this training from Carlson as well as from Sarovar. Yes, I can. This is basically an attitude. Yes, I can attitude. So I myself is a person, I avoid no. No is not in our dictionary. Even if you want to say no, you can say in such a manner where it will say no, but it will say yes. But I am saying you, this is not available with us, but in a yes manner. So we have to take ourselves in a certain level where we can, yes, attitude has to be there. For every aspect, for everything, for every business, for every studies, number one is positive attitude will take things forward. Otherwise, the more you work hard, at certain point of time, the boat will dip. The next come is multitasking skills. I already said that multitasking skills. And the final one is cultural awareness. What do you mean by cultural awareness? This cultural awareness is that what I was saying in our industry, being a hotelier, I should say, in Durgapur is an industrial town. People from Italy, they come here Like giving an example, company named Danieli, they stay here. Why? They are engineers. Durgapur is a steel city. Giving an example, steel city. But there are people coming from Italy, engineers. They are working with this steel city, for modernization. So the culture is also a big aspect of going through or make things easier. The more you know the culture, the more you understand the culture, it will be easy for you to take things forward. So here is also a 10 elements, 10 aspects are there which will help people to to grow, to take things forward, and to become professionalism. So finally, I will say the importance of professionalism in business. I'll directly hit into it now. I find there are 5 aspects are there. One is establishes appropriate boundaries. The importance of professionalism in business. Number 1, establishes appropriate boundaries, which means we need to know how much we need to go ahead and how much we should not. It is very important for our business. Number 2, encourages personal improvements. Encourages personal improvements. What does it mean? Encourage. Number 1, uniform. Dress code. Uniform is such a thing. Dress code is such a thing, which encourage us. Wearing a jeans and wearing a t-shirt and going to the organization, sitting in a HOD's chair and wearing a formal uniform, which gives you a spirit, a moral strength, and when you speak, it gives value. I am not saying at all wearing a jeans and t-shirt is a bad thing. I am not saying that. Even we also wear jeans and t-shirts, informal dress, but on Saturdays and Sundays, there is a motive into it. Why? To make the environment, to make people feel that the holiday is there, coming holiday is there. So people feel happy. Everything has purpose into it. We walk, everything in purpose. It is not that on Monday I am wearing a t-shirt, a sunless and a jeans and a sneaker, I am going to the hotel, I am going to sitting in a organization. No. Why? So encourages personal involvements is also very important. The next is promote and maintain accountability. I also say it. Promote and maintain accountability. Maintain accountability is a key. I will work, but I am not accountable. So what is the success? I will work. I am working like like an ox, but I am not accountable. I am serving in to a guest, but I don't know what is the food cost. I am serving to the guest, but I don't know what is the cost of the plate. I am serving to the guest, but I don't know what kind of business I have generated. I am not accountable. No success. There is no success. The next is establishes respect for authority and yourself. Establishes respect for authority and yourself. What does it mean? It means you earned, I will say this word, earned respect to your authority and yourself. How you earn respect? How you earn? The last 20 points which I have discussed is, if you merge, you have earned respect with the authority as well as in yourself. Out of these 20, if something one is missing within you, maybe for that particular time you find success, but on the next jump, on the next challenges, you find the story is not that much of success to you. So finally, boost respects and minimize conflict. What does it mean? It means boost respect. There will be a lot of odd situation also comes in your in every organization. in every guest handling, in management, it comes. No one can say, I will, I'm leading a life where there is no problem. No, even today's date, you can see the problem of COVID. Same thing happens in everywhere, in your family, in organization, in studies, everywhere. How you handle it, how you handle these conflicts, minimize conflicts, you need to handle it. How you do, that is the main thing. See, every decision a person takes every time is not 100% right. Even as a general manager and handling 4 hotels now, I should not say every time what decision I have taken is 100% right. No, I will say no. Decision has to be taken by a leader, but every time it may not be a success one. But if you do not take decision, then you are a coward. Decision has to be taken. It might be wrong, it might be right. If you are wrong, you accept the wrong thing. Yes, this should have been done in that way, so that these things would not have arisen. Fine, that is also a learning. Even if I say as a leader of a profession, no, take it, leave it. Need not has to be take a decision. I am a coward guy. When God has given a life, today or tomorrow, everyone has to die. So decision has to be taken. Decision has to be taken. Giving an example of the Taj, what happened? You all are aware of Taj. What happened that year when a lot of people lost their life. The general manager is alive, but the family has lost their life. So you can what? God has given a life. Today or tomorrow, we have to die. So decision has to be taken. We cannot sit quiet and and the business go for a loss. No. So proper decision taken is a key aspect. That is what is important. So these 5 elements is importance of professionalism in business. That's what it is. So now I would say, like, sir, if any questions can be asked to me, I'll be happy to answer.
So
Sir,
may
I
I
have a
ask a question?
Yeah.
Yes, somebody was asking.
sir. I have a question. One,
Please carry on.
sir. I want to join. It's my wish. I want to join a airline ground staff job or a travel and tourism job. Is it possible to join this department or
100%
this
possible.
course?
100% possible. 100%. Give me. I said this thing, guys. In our this is such an industry where we are sitting right now. We are the leader. I'll say leader. Why? If you are a doctor or engineer, your life is stuck to doctor and engineer only. You cannot come out on after that. But our industry has flexibility in jobs. You can go to travel and tourism. You can go to airlines. You can become a hostess. You can be in railway catering. You can open your own catering company. You can be a faculty. You can run your own bakery. Giving example, open your own hotel if you have money. You can open your own restaurant chain. What mainland China has done it. Mr. Anshuman Chatterjee will brief you regarding this. He will brief you later on, like the mainland China stories. So you are sitting in such a position where, tell me any place where you can sit in call center also. You will be respected when you sit in call centers and say you are pass out from a hospitality management course. Next.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks. Guys, you can ask any question, please. You can ask any question. I'm ready to answer it. I'll be happy to answer as per my knowledge concern.
So I would like to
Sir,
ask you a
this is
question.
Diptaraj. Oh, okay, sir. Sure.
Aditya, you can ask the questions, or students who want to ask any question, they can also post it in the chat box. I have already mentioned over there. So I think I would ask sir one question in student point of view, that I am very sure that you must be taking a lot of interviews. Would you tell us that what are the few traits that you always look into a candidate
Of
when you
course.
are recruiting someone?
Of course. Good question. Like, like even I myself faced this thing when I was also a student. See, number first thing
Yes,
is
sir.
that what I said in this 20 points or 25 points, I'll pick up few things from here which will help for an interview when you want to give, when you are sitting in an interview. Number one, you, since you are a student, you need to study. You have to have knowledge within you. Number one, which cannot be compromised at all. You may not be having a work experience, but you need to have a knowledge. Giving example of a knowledge. A makhani gravy. It may not, you may not be preparing a makhani gravy as the chef prepares, but the basic knowledge is what? A makhani gravy does not, we are not supposed to put any onion into it. So this is the, I'm giving example. This is basically a basic thing. A lababdar gravy and a makhani gravy's difference is what? Lababdar gravy is 50% onions and tomatoes, and makhani gravy only tomato based gravy, with a tempering with honey, and with a tempering honey and like this methi leaves. But we don't put any onion. So this is called what? Knowledge. You have to have the knowledge. When you are in the institute, hotels or any organization coming will not expect you immediately you go and you can prepare basically baba or ram, or basically shoblin mold, whatever it is. They will expect you have the knowledge. They will give you training, and they will pick you up. So the basic is, you have to have a knowledge on that subject. Number one. Number two, your body language. When you are sitting, your eye contacts. When you are speaking with someone, it has to be eye on eyes. It is not that I am telling something and my eyes are there on the ground. No. No. You have to have a strong eye contacts. Your body language, your grooming, and your technical skill in the sense of what I am saying, you have to have knowledge. Only this thing is important for us right now. When you come in the industry, after doing a job, technically you will be sound. That time we will not ask you how to prepare a makhani gravy. We will ask you, please give a trade test. Or I will ask you, what is the revenue you are working in that organization, or what is the ARR, or what is the yield, or what is the APC, or what is the RevPAR. But when I am giving a freshers interview, we will not expect that from him that moment. We will expect theoretical strong, body language, attitude, eye contacts, very important for us. That will make a success story. Is it clear now? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. It's clear. Thank you, sir.
Thanks.
Thank you so
Next.
much, sir. I think Dipraj has some questions for you to ask. Dipraj, you may.
Sir,
Yeah.
I was. You were just saying that from our industry, sir, we can join to cruise or airlines also.
Yes.
Sir,
Yes.
I just knew that. And sir, do you think that's important to have a minimum 2 or 3 years of experience in the hotels before going to that?
Well, I'll say
And-
things. Well, let me answer. I got your questions. First of all, different organization takes people in a different level. What you are saying that, yes, of course, suppose you are joining a cruise, suppose in the cruise line I am saying, there will be time where they will be taking a freshers. There will be a time where they will asking a 3 years experience. There will be a time they will be asking a 6 years experience. There will be a time they will ask no hoteliers required, only a short course can do it. So again, you have to see where you are standing, then you have to apply. If a 3 years experience is required, you need not have to apply. So time will come when they require people, that time only you can apply. Is it clear?
Okay, thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. If you have any doubts, please speak to me. If you have any doubts, I am ready to answer all questions. Any doubts, anything. But speak.
Yes, sir. I do
Yeah.
have a question, sir.
Please.
Yes, sir. I'm Gaurav Das, and my question is, for being a general manager of a reputed hotel,
Yeah.
what are the features that you see through, or that you like? What are the characteristics that you want to see through a candidate CV who has applied for any kind of position in your hotels?
Okay. Now my question will be to you. First of all, is that candidate a freshers? Is that candidate an experienced one? Is that candidate HOD level or an executive level? Which one are you saying? Tell me.
So, in case of a fresher or in case of someone who has some kind of experience, both of them.
Okay. See, now there are two questions you said. I will answer two individually, not because two are different things. Number one, when someone is sitting in front of me of freshers, okay. So what I will see his, number one, when he's entering, I will see his body language. Number two, I will allow him to speak. So that what I will see his communication skill. I will more allow him to talk as much as possible. Being a person in this industry, so when someone speaks, you will be able to know his depth. Number three, I will see his eye contact, whether while speaking he is looking at me or he is looking here and there. Number four, I will ask few questions, well, not in depth, but few things, basic things I will ask. Basic things. If he is fine and if his profile suits, we will take him. So this characteristic has to be there within a freshers. Now number two, second question you have asked, a experienced guy. Here also, a experienced guy depends if he is coming in kitchen or he is applying in F&B service or he is from room division. Giving an example, if he is from kitchen, first three things I will always notice. Number one, when he is introducing, what kind of confidence he have now. Number two, his body language, his eye contacts, a bit technically he is sound or not. Finally, I will ask him to prepare some food trial, food testing. He has to give me a menu within a stipulated time. The chef, the HR, the F&B, the GM will finally check the menu, and then he will finally sit with him for a final round. If he is from a room division background, there is no question of giving a trial that time. What we will ask? The first three things I will observe. One is introduction, confidence, body language, eye contact. Finally, technically, I will ask question. The organization, giving an example, what question can be asked to a experienced one? The person who is coming from, suppose he is coming from Marriott, okay, he is applying for a position of a HOD or an executive. The first question is that, the number one, like what kind of revenue is you are generating throughout the year? What is your ARR? What is your RevPAR? What sort of business are you generating through leisure, through online, through OTA, through your direct sales? If he is technically sound, yes, we can take a decision. Did you got my point? So your two questions will be different from a general manager's or a HOD or a HR prospective view. You being a freshers, I will not expect anything huge technical from yours. But if you are experienced, of course, I will go into technically sound how much you are. Especially revenue part, expense part, costing part, management part. So this is how we do and how we take people. Is it clear now?
Yes, sir. Another question I have, if you would
Please.
consider. Yes, sir. Like, what are the points that you will consider in the applicant's curriculum vitae or the resume, sir?
Please repeat once more. Your voice is breaking. Once more, just.
So,
So
what are the
what are the
points?
points that you would be considering in a curriculum vitae or a resume whenever you're looking into it?
Okay.
What are the key points?
Okay.
I think you would more address as a fresher, like, for a fresher resume.
Fine. I'll say it. I'll say it. See, like this is how you are presenting. Honestly speaking, I don't have that kind of format to say this. But okay, fine. As per my experience, I'll say generally now you are stepping into a to work on your own. So rather giving a big family background, you need to focus more on yourself there to make a freshers, like this thing, resume. Rather giving your much more family background, you need to focus on yours, like giving example, your name, your father's name, your date of birth, your date of birth, then your from where did you do your graduation, your technically how much you are sound, what kind of achievement you have done, your education qualification, as well as technically where you are sound. A lot of people are there now technically very sound in IT, so they can add those things. Even someone applying for a in F&B service can also write about yield management. So these things will give value added, value added. Yes, but when you are experienced, forget about anything. Put your only experience, what you did it, your achievements, your handling with the with management.
I'll like to interrupt here.
Yes, sir.
You see, Gaurav has asked this question, a pertinent question, but what happens is that a hotelier is not the right person to advise on writing a CV.
I agree,
So,
sir. I agree, sir.
so they read the CV
Yes,
and
very true.
they extract the required information from the CV. But
True, sir.
I can assure all the students there are techniques of writing a CV. There
CV.
are there are people who take a lot of money to write your CV also, but you
Correct.
don't have to pay anything. Once I am there in Shiliguri in person, and once I meet you all there in the college, we will have a complete session on how to write a CV.
CVs.
Yes, we'll have,
Yes, that
and
is.
don't worry, it is my assurance, my promise that we will have this session. Now, I will like to add a few words here. Our time is up, actually. You see, we all have listened to Mr. Pal, who has been speaking from the wealth of experience that he has. And, every point that he has mentioned is crucial. And as I had said, that I remember him as a very disciplined student also. So discipline is a key word. Everything that he has said, please try and absorb and emulate as much as possible. I have only one expectation from the students who have attended today's session, that when I come and meet you in person inside the college premises, I must feel, you must give me the feeling that I am meeting people who are already hoteliers. You might be in the classroom, you might be roaming on the corridor, wherever, but that, the way you are already walking, talking, making gestures, postures, everything, as if you have already joined the hotel and you are there. If you can show me this, it will be the happiest moment for me. So, yes, Mr. Bonik.
Thank you so much, sir. Uh, Thank you, sir. Thank you so much
Thank you.
for enlightening us today, and a lot of things that we have. Even for me, also, I came to know a lot about things. Even I'm an experienced professional, but it was a very good time for me with you. On behalf of the IIS team and IIS students, I thank you very much for addressing us and
Thank you.
enlightening us. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Shantanu. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Bye. Bye.
Bye, sir.